Greetings once again, yogis. You know the drill. It's time for yoga. Unroll your mat. Grab props if you'd like to use them. I'll see you right back here. Hi again. Today we're going to start on our backs. We're actually starting with Supta Baddha Konasana, bringing the soles of the feet together. Let your knees drop out. Then lay back on the mat. Come back nice and easy. Feel free, if your hips are particularly tight here, you can take blocks underneath the knees to support the hips if that feels good, or you can roll up blankets underneath the knees. That'll do the same thing. Bring your hands to the belly, placing one hand on top of the other. If it's comfortable to do so, close the eyes. If not, just keep the eyes open, but make sure you're gazing at one fixed point to help minimize distraction. Modifying your practice today, of course, as you see fit. Challenge yourself where you can. Back off as needed. As we begin with our palms on the belly, we're better tuned into the movement of the breath. And without altering the breath too much, just keep the breath moving nice and easy. Lengthening the breath each time you inhale, each time you exhale. Letting go of the rest of your day and just settling into this space for your practice, letting this time be for you. Tuning into the sounds, the sensations, the rhythms of your body. Letting the breath be like a cleansing flow that moves through the body, removing excess junk, right? Things you don't need, quieting the mind, and just helping you clear out space in the body. Let's take 3 more deep breaths here. Bring your hands to the legs, toward your knees, then fold the knees back together like you're closing a book. You can open the eyes if they're not already open. Hug the knees in toward the chest, maybe rock a little side to side if that feels good for the low back. We'll take a nice releasing twist. Hug the right knee in toward the chest. Stretch the left leg out on the mat. Press the left heel away. Let your right knee draw a little closer to the right shoulder. Drop the shoulders a little bit. Just kind of relax them. Lengthen the tailbone so we're releasing the hip flexors, releasing any potential low back tension. Then shake out the left leg a little bit. Take a twist, go to the left. Bring your right leg across the body, dropping the right arm out behind you, keeping your right shoulder on the mat, and maybe turning your head to the right if you can. Hold for a breath. Coming back to center, we'll release the right leg. Then bring the left knee in, just switching sides. Press the right heel away, bring your left knee to the left shoulder. Let your shoulders soften onto the mat. Lengthen the tailbone, 1 breath. And shake out the right leg a little bit. Take your twist, go to the right. Drop the left arm out behind you, keeping your left shoulder on the mat for a better stretch. Turn your head if you can to the left. Take one more breath. Coming back to center, we'll hug both knees in toward the chest. Start rocking up and down along the spine, right? Up and down, massaging along the spine. Use your breath for momentum. Up on the inhales, down on the exhales. Then with a big inhale, come to an upright position. Then we'll come onto hands and knees. We'll go right into our downward facing dog. Spread the fingers wide, hips up and back. And when you get there, of course, feel free to walk out the feet. You can stretch out the legs. Just warming everything up here. And we'll put a soft bend in the knees. Listen carefully. Walk your hands to the feet. Back of the mat, fold over the legs. When you get there, Padangusthasana, grab onto your big toes in yogi toe lock, first two fingers of each hand. This is an inside grip, so grabbing inside the big toes. Lift your chest on the inhale. Then exhale, drop the head down, elbows out, sit bones up. You're gently pulling yourself closer toward the floor while the sit bones lift up. The shoulders move away from the ears. An option to modify here if you choose, coming into ragdoll as you hang over the legs with your hands holding opposite elbows. Let's hold for another deep breath or two. And inhaling, lift the chest. Exhaling, let go of your toes. Walk your hands out for downward facing dog. With your next inhale, take it forward to plank. You can chaturanga or drop the knees to modify. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Lifting knees off the mat in your up dog. Look forward. Take it back to downward facing dog. Lift up and back. Lift the right leg, big inhale, reach high. Exhale, low lunge, step your foot through the hands. You can put blocks under the hands here if you choose. Turn the back heel 45-degree angle, Parsvottanasana. Pyramid, you'll round down. Relax your forehead to the front shin. And if you're not working with blocks, if the front knee needs to bend, just let it bend. Try to level the hips if you can. So as you're folding, you might be able to see whether or not the hips are level or not. Take another deep breath. Put a bend in the right knee. Look forward, come into warrior one. Readjust the back foot a little bit if you need to. Press down, lift up, reach high. Hook your thumbs, opening the heart forward. Press down through the legs, lift. Gaze past the nose. We'll hold for another deep breath. Sweep the arms alongside the body. Turn the palms forward. Lean in for a brief warrior three. Float the left leg up. One breath. Hips level. Take it to warrior two. Step the left foot back. Spin the heel down. Windmill the arms out. Look over the right middle finger. One breath. Bring palms together at the heart. Skandasana, side lunge left. Option to lower the hands to the mat if you choose. Stretch the right leg nice and deep. One breath. Hands down on the mat. Come into low lunge at the front. So lift, pivot, pivot, pivot. Walk your hands around. When you get to low lunge at the front of the mat, lift the right arm up. Reach high for low lunge twist. Take one more inhale. Exhale the right hand down, down dog, step back. Holding here or flowing through. Take another deep breath. We'll switch the sides. Inhale, lift the left leg. Low lunge, step through the hands. Turn your back heel at a 45-degree angle, setting up Parsvottanasana. Straighten the left leg, relax your forehead to the front shin, blocks under the hands if you'd like to use them. Relax the toes, level the hips if you can. Maybe the left hip pulls back slightly. Never forcing it, don't overthink it. Take another deep breath. Bending deep at the left knee, look forward. Feel free to readjust the back foot a little as you need, setting up Warrior One, Virabhadrasana, press down, reach up, lift up, hook the thumbs, opposite thumb in front, chest high, drop the shoulders a little, look past the nose. Release the arms alongside the body, flip the palms to face forward, lean in briefly, Warrior Three, right leg up, one breath. Take it to Warrior Two, step it back, heel down, reach out, one breath. Palms to prayer at the heart, side lunge, Skandasana, go to the right. Option to lower your hands to the mat for stability if you choose. Take another full breath. And we'll take it to low lunge at the front, so everyone lowers hands, lift up, pivot, 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 and when you get to low lunge at the front, low lunge twist, lift the left arm high. Reach up, look up, we'll take another deep breath. Lower your left hand, step forward to the front of the mat and fold over the legs. Your feet are hip width distance apart. Padahastasana, hand to foot, lift the chest, the fronts of the feet, and slide the hands under. Drop the toes down, drop the head down. Option to modify again in Ragdoll. Taking hands to opposite elbows, just make sure you switch the grip. Take the opposite hand on top if you did this one before. Let's take another deep breath or two. Relax the head down. And big inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, releasing out the hands. We'll step the feet wide apart to the edges of the mat, setting up Malasana, squat pose, bend deep through the knees, palms together. Option to sit on a block if you like, or just take the squat halfway down if you need. And you can hold it right here in center, gaze past the nose. If you'd like to add the shoulder opening stretches, option to start with the right hand in front of the right foot. Lift the left arm, maybe wrap the left arm for half bind, maybe wrap the right for the full bind. Chest up, one more breath. Letting go, we'll come back to center, and if you tried the first side, try the second. Left hand in front of the left foot, lift the right arm up. Option to half bind, wrapping the right arm. Option to full bind, wrapping the left. Deep breaths, right? Keeping the breath moving wherever you are. That's gonna get it done. One more breath. And we'll come back out, return to center, hands down, hips up, heel toe the feet a little bit closer together, step back into plank pose. Take a deep breath in. You can chaturanga or you can go directly to down dog. We're gonna meet in downward facing dog. From your downward facing, lift the right leg. Let's low lunge, step through the hands. Parsvottanasana, turn the back heel down, straighten the right leg. Blocks if you want to use them under the hands, one breath. We're taking this right into revolved triangle, Parvrita Trikonasana. Keep the legs strong, lift the chest, and slide the left hand closer inside the front foot. Head up, lift the right arm. Draw the right hip back slightly. Make sure the back heel stays firmly glued to the mat. And when you can, look right, look up. Take another deep breath. Lower down the right hand, low lunge, bend the front knee. Brief pigeon pose, slide the right knee through, left leg back, sit tall. Feel free to keep it right here for the back bend. This is a nice stretch right here. Or if you want to come into your resting pigeon, slide the hands out, lower your forehead down. Option, if you're staying lifted for the back bend, you can lift your back foot off the mat, take your left hand and grab your left foot. Chest up. Right. You can work it a little bit deeper, slide the foot into the crook of the elbow if there's room to do so. Maybe the right hand stays down, maybe the right arm floats up. And just take another full breath or so. As you come out, we'll all meet with the head up, the chest up. Roll to the outer right leg. Bring your left leg around so you come into Janu Shirshasana. The left leg out. Keep your right knee bending, right foot to the inner left thigh. Sit tall, lengthen, reach the arms up. Now reach forward, go for your left foot. Use a strap or belt if you need. Releasing, slide the hands back in, returning upright. We'll cross at the ankles, come forward to hands and knees, taking it back to downward facing dog. Option to hold it here, you can pedal out the heels, shake it off, or option to flow through if you like. Giving it another full breath wherever you are. And big inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, low lunge, step through. Brief Parsvottanasana, turn the back heel at a 45-degree angle, straighten the left leg, rounding over the left shin, forehead down. Parvrita Trikonasana, revolve triangle. Press through the legs, lift the chest, take the right hand, slide it closer inside the left foot. Lift the left arm. Draw the left hip back slightly. Keep your back heel anchored on the mat. Head up, look left, maybe peek up at your fingertips. Let's give it another deep breath. And lower the left hand, low lunge, bending the left knee. Pigeon, slide the left leg through. Right leg behind you, sit tall, modifying props as you see fit. You can keep the chest lifted, go for the nice back bend, or resting pigeon, arms out, head down, holding there. If you did it on the first side, working it a little deeper into your king pigeon, lift your back foot up. This time it's your right foot. Take the right hand back. Draw the heel to the hip, option to slide the foot closer in toward the elbow crease if there's room to do so. Hold it here, left hand down, or float the left arm up. Let's give it another full breath. And coming back out, release. We'll meet with the head up, the chest up, roll to the left leg. Your right leg now slides around Janu Shirshasana, left foot to the inner right thigh. Sit tall, inhale, lift the arms, and exhale, come forward, grab the right foot. Use a strap or belt if you need. Nice, easy breaths. One more. Walk your hands back in, lift the head up, the chest up. This time we're bending up at the knees. Come up to stand on the knees, doing a little Ustrasana camel pose today. You can tuck or untuck the toes. I'm going to tuck the toes because, one, it feels okay on my knees to do so, and I'm going to grab my hands toward the feet. So tucking the toes makes that a little bit easier if you want to do the same. Take both hands to the lower back, fingertips pointing down, thumbs on the outsides of your hips, the knees just about hip width distance apart, chest up, hips forward, tailbone down. Make sure to avoid crunching the low back. We want to lengthen, so lengthen the tailbone down, hips forward. Lift the chest, head back, look back. Option to hold it here, or again, hands to your heels, one at a time. Keep the hips pressing forward, tailbone down, chest up, shoulders back. Let the breath move. One more time. And one hand at a time to the lower back to release, nice and easy. Your head returns back to neutral. Have a seat on your heels. Take your hands to the legs and either hold here, sit quietly, let the energy settle, or you can hold here and sit, bring the palms together, thumbs at your third eye point. Option to sit on a block or slide a blanket behind the knees if you like. Let's give it another full breath. And we'll all meet with hands on the legs, opening the eyes if they're not already open. Let's take a nice child's pose, separate the knees, keep the toes together and slide the hands out. Walk the hands out, head down. Let's take about 3 to 5 deep breaths. And slide the hands in, lift the head up, fold the knees back together, sweep the legs around front. Let's do Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. Sit tall, hands on the legs again, slide the hands out and reach for your feet. See if this feels any different than before. Taking one more deep breath. And releasing, slide the hands in, lift the head up, the chest up, bend at your knees, roll down onto your backs. Roll back. Hug the knees in briefly. Let's actually do a little reverse figure 4 while we're here. Bring your feet back down on the mat. Take the right ankle above the left knee and hug the left leg in toward the chest. Flex the feet. Relax the head back on the mat or use a blanket or something behind the head if you need. Feel the shoulders kind of release a little so we're not taking any tension here. We'll come into a brief reverse Gomukhasana from where we are. Keep your right ankle glued where it is above the left knee. Release your hands and take your left hand, identify the left hand, and grab the top leg close to the ankle. Now identify your right hand, grab your bottom foot, okay? Slide the right knee over the left, reach your feet out to the left and to the right, and tying the legs a little tighter like you're tying a bow. So keep the feet reaching left, reaching right. A little bit of tension here as you gently tug to get that like tying effect. A little stretch through the hips, one more breath. We'll let go, unwrap the legs, bring both feet back down on the mat. We'll switch sides, left ankle above the right knee, hug the right leg in, flex the feet, head back, soften the shoulders. One more breath. Again, we'll go for the reverse Gomukhasana. Keep your left ankle right where it is, above the right knee. Release the hands. Take your right hand, identify the right hand, and grab the top foot. That's your left foot close to the ankle. Identify your left hand, grab the bottom foot. Slide the left knee across the right. Reach your feet out to the left and to the right, and gently pull in opposite directions to get that tying effect through the hips. And we'll hold for another full breath. And letting go, unwrap your legs, unwrap the feet, bring the feet back down on the mat, and bring the knees together. Separate the feet a little, doing basically the reverse of Supta Baddha Konasana. Let your hands rest again on the belly. This, I know it doesn't feel like a whole lot, but it actually is really good for the lumbar spine. It helps to reset that natural curve in the spine. Keeping the breath moving nice and easy. Let's hold for another full breath. We'll let go, option to return to Supta Baddha Konasana as we wind down if you choose. Soles of the feet together, knees out, hands on the belly, maybe tuning in again to see how things feel, to check in with what's happening in the body. Just observing, no judgments, no labels, just connecting to what's happening in the body. Option to briefly go upside down if you'd like to take shoulder stand or headstand here. Option to skip. I'm actually going to grab a block and support my shoulder stand today. Feel free to do the same. You can take a block, a bolster, or a rolled up blanket. Lift your hips. Slide the prop right behind the sacrum, the very lower part of the spine. Find a comfortable spot. Line it up. Then lift the legs up. Your legs should line up, the heel should line up right over the hips. It's okay for the knees to bend a little bit, but still keeping that overall line with heels over hips, arms alongside the body. And let's take another 2 or 3 deep breaths. Just looking straight up at your feet. And if you're upside down, release out, lower your feet, take your counter stretch, fish pose, Matsyasana on the back, or you can roll onto your belly for Bhujangasana Cobra. I'm gonna do the supported fish pose. So I'm gonna come up, extend the legs out, take the block between the shoulder blades. Make sure if you're using a prop, it doesn't go directly to the lower back. Give yourself space. You'll do this by feel somewhat. As you lay back, the prop starts at the middle of the back. Roll back, shoulders wrap around the prop, head back, arms out. And let's take another 2 or 3 deep breaths. And releasing out, roll to your side to remove any props. Hug the knees in, give yourself a nice release. When you're ready, release the legs out. We'll all settle into Shavasana unless there's another brief stretch you'd like to do first. You've earned it. Letting go. So when you can, lay back, extend out the legs, drop the arms out with the palms turned up. Close your eyes. Just let everything return to neutral, right? Letting go of the breath, no more controlled breath. Just let it happen on its own. Soften the eyebrows, unclenching the jaw. Just embracing a few moments of stillness before returning to your day.